We just watched it happen in real time, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this might be the worst call I've ever seen in basketball. Clock under 2 minutes. 3-point game. Valkyries up 75-78. The possession swings to Janelle Sallón at the wing. She rises, releases clang. Classic long rebound. And Dija Carrington does exactly what every coach drills from middle school to the pros. She shields.
Yeah, that's a possibility, for real.
Yeah.
I'm pocket watching, because when it's my time, I need to be getting paid.
Plant your feet, widen your stance, feel the defender on your back, and let the ball drift harmlessly out. Textbook. Then Tiffany Hayes enters the frame like she's auditioning for special teams. She doesn't slide around. She doesn't go vertical. She doesn't even sell a reach. She jumps through Carrington's back and drives her to the floor. Bodies on the hardwood. Everyone in the building sees the same thing, at minimum, over the back. With that level of force, you could even make a case for flagrant, excessive contact. No play on the ball. One official seems to agree and points Dallas ball. Weird, but survivable. Then the second whistle comes in hot and signals a defensive foul on Carrington. I had to replay it 3 times to process what I was hearing.
I don't even think that pays one of my bills. I'm trying to think of like my rent for where I stay at. No, my rent is more than that. It's $8,000. That WNBA check don't pay a thing. Do that even pay my car note? My rent is more than that. It's $8,000. That WNBA check don't pay a thing. Do that even pay my car note?
Carrington, the player tackled, gets whistled. Hayes, the player who launched, walks to the line for free throws in a 1-possession game. You can hear the oxygen leave the arena. Commentators stall. Fans go nuclear. And if you've ever coached, you know that moment where you look at your assistants like, I'm about to get myself ejected on purpose so you can finish this. Because once your player gets trucked and penalized for it, how are you supposed to keep a straight face? Here's why this moment matters beyond one box score. It wasn't just a misjudgment. It was a collision between fundamental basketball logic and officiating chaos on a national stage, with the league's credibility on trial. Everyone saw a tackle. Everyone saw a shielding player become a landing pad.
I'm glad she's that confident in her abilities. But it's also a little delusion. Like the confidence BG, but I don't know if that's gonna happen.
You'd be no better than the 3rd best post player on the men's team.
I'm just going to use that to fuel.
And somehow, the whistle rewarded the contact. Even if you bend over backward to defend the call, let's pretend Carrington impeded the path. The contact from Hayes is still excessive. Worst case for Dallas, that's a team control foul the other way. Worst case for Phoenix, it's a double. Common foul on Carrington for impeding, plus a technical or flagrant on Hayes for blasting through. That's how you split hairs when 2 mistakes collide. You do not reward the collision with free throws and no consequence. And that's why fans are furious, because this play isn't rare. Long rebound, player boxes, trailing guard gambles. It happens 3, 4, 5 times a night. The norm is simple. You can't jump straight through someone's spine to get to the ball. Not in high school, not in college, not in any pro league that wants respect. Which brings us to the bigger story. The WNBA is finally in the brightest spotlight it's ever had. New fans, new audiences, new scrutiny. And with that spotlight, the margin for officiating disaster gets microscopic. One call like this doesn't just swing a game. It feeds a narrative the league can't afford, that the product isn't handled with the same sharpness, the same consistency, the same standard. That the rules change depending on who hits the floor. But this wasn't born in a vacuum, because the frustration with the whistle lives next door to the frustration with the players, the PR, and the perception battle the W keeps losing online. If the league wants to grow...
Look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to realize that. Like, it's not just because of one person.
It can't keep giving people highlight reels of tackles rewarded as fouls and post-game clips that feel detached from reality. And that's the transition we need, because the Hayes Carrington mess was gasoline. The spark? It's been building for months. Next, how the WNBA's image problem keeps stepping on the league's own momentum, and why fans think the entitlement is drowning out the basketball. The WNBA is stacked with talent. That part isn't up for debate. The problem is everything around the talent. The sound bites, the entitlement clips, the moments that make casual fans roll their eyes before they ever see a jump shot. Start with the money conversation. The league has operated for years with NBA support and historically hasn't been profitable on its own. That doesn't make the players wrong to want better pay or treatment. Every pro wants a bigger slice. But when the revenue pie is small, walking to the mic and threatening, "If we don't get paid more, we won't play," doesn't land like leverage. It lands like a gift to every critic who already says the finances don't add up. Angel Reese became the lightning rod here. Reported salary roughly $74,000 as a rookie. Not life-changing money for celebrities, sure, but a solid wage in a league still scaling up. Then the viral line hits. That check doesn't even pay one of my bills. My rent is $8,000. And the internet did what the internet does. It didn't hear a thoughtful case about revenue share or collective bargaining. It heard, "I chose an $8,000 apartment and want someone else to make it make sense." That's the PR killer. Fans don't wake up studying balance sheets. They process signals. They hear players talk like superstars, then look at ratings, attendance, and the league's financial history. When those don't align, resentment follows fast. You can be right philosophically about investment, charter flights, better resources, all reasonable asks, and still lose the room with one tone-deaf sentence.
Hey, boss man.
Y'all got a section?
Yo.
It's down here, that is.
No, but we with Angel though.
With the sections, they gotta go, everybody gotta go there, they gotta verify who y'all are.
So where the section's at?
And I'll get the guys who's supposed to bring y'all in.
Which leads us to the most unintentionally funny 4 words of the season. We in the W, a group of players, just off all-star festivities, tries to get into a club. There's a line. There are rules. The staff actually starts working with them, asking who's in the group, checking names, trying to make it happen. But patience evaporates, and the quote drops like it's supposed to be a master key. We in the W, though, we shouldn't be waiting in no line. That single clip did damage. Not because athletes shouldn't get treated well. They should. It hurt because it confirmed what critics already feel, that some players want A-list perks without A-list pull. Before Caitlin Clark, multiple teams were on budget flights. Rosters were eating post-game dinners at places with paper menus and syrup dispensers. Overnight, the vibe flips to red rope energy. Fans saw the pivot and said, "Hold on, earn the stardom. Don't just demand it." Worse, the video rolled on to the part where the club got called ghetto for moving too slow. That's the kind of clip that lives forever. You're not fighting the club anymore. You're fighting perception. You're telling casuals, we deserve better than the normal rules everyone else follows. And that's all they'll remember. Now wrap that alongside the Hayes, Carrington call. Put rewarded tackle next to we shouldn't wait in line next to my rent is $8K. See the story forming? Basketball is trying to break through. The brand keeps getting in the way. And yes, to be crystal clear, not every player acts like this. Most don't. Most pros handle themselves like pros, grateful and grounded. But viral attention rewards the loudest, strangest, most out-of-touch moments. And that algorithm is undefeated. So, where does the league go from here? It needs a unifier, a star magnet, someone who pulls attention in and makes new fans stay despite the noise. Next, the person doing exactly that, Caitlin Clark, and how the league is somehow turning the gift into a fight. Caitlin Clark didn't just arrive. She detonated. At Iowa, she turned college hoops into appointment TV, pulled numbers that bent the curve of women's sports, and carried that energy straight into the pros. Overnight, you saw ticket spikes, sellouts, TV windows, charter flights, celebrities courtside. That's not fandom theory. That's data you can count in turnstiles and broadcast deals. And yet, instead of the league exhaling and saying, finally, let's build with this, too many moments looked like the opposite. Post-game interviews with side-eye, quotes that insist it's not about one person, physical hits during games that feel just a little too personal to be shrugged off as hard defense. It all paints a picture. The rookie is the spotlight, and the spotlight is resented. Here's the reality check. The public gets to decide what it cares about. You can't argue fans into loving a product. You earn it by style, by story, by star power. Clark is all three in one package. Long-range bombs, bold passes, competitive fire, and a viral highlight every 48 hours. If you're a veteran, that shouldn't threaten you. That should raise your profile, simply by sharing the court. But envy is loud. And every time a veteran grumbles about attention, every time Clark takes a cheap shoulder, it fuels the narrative that the W can't embrace success unless it's perfectly distributed.
But we in the W and shit, so we just got done at the All-Star game, so like, sorry, we don't need, I ain't even trying to be funny, but we should not be waiting in no line. Yeah, come on, you better hurry up while we get in. They going in. Come on. We getting in right now, come on.
That's not how sports work. The NBA rode Bird and Magic. Then it rode Michael, then Kobe and Shaq, then LeBron and Steph. You don't resent the rocket ship. You strap your brand to it and go higher. It's also deeper than jealousy. Clark's rise reopens long-standing conversations about marketing, identity, and who gets celebrated. Those conversations matter, but they shouldn't be settled with frustration fouls or press conference jabs. When the product on the floor looks like score settling, new fans leave. When it looks like high-level competition wrapped around a captivating star, new fans stay. There's another layer. Fans notice gratitude. The autograph clip with Kelsey Plum was small on its face. She signed. She wasn't overtly rude, but it's still read as annoyed. In a league that's fighting to convert every single curious viewer into a long-term supporter, even mild dismissiveness feels huge. If a grown man wants a trading card signed, that's a win. That's a person who buys tickets, buys merch, defends a league in group chats, and drags 3 friends to a game. Multiply that by 1,000, and you've got momentum. On the flip side, Clark rarely bites. She doesn't clap back, she doesn't feed drama, and she doesn't whine about attention. She uses it. That's leadership whether people like it or not. And that's where the WNBA has a choice. Protect the investment by tightening officiating standards, highlight the best on-court battles, and draw a line between physical and reckless. Or keep letting the most viral clips be elbows, tackles, and post-game bitterness. Which brings us full circle. The Hayes Carrington moment didn't only look wrong, it sounded wrong. To a league that needs credibility, it felt like a self-inflicted wound on the exact night fans were tuning in to see what all the noise was about. The fixes. Because this can turn around quickly if the W stops fighting the current and starts steering it. Here's the good news. The path out is clear. 1. Raise the officiating floor immediately.
Yeah, she with me. What you doing?
I know. I need to count. I need
Tati,
to
go. Tati, go. I'm good. Tati, go. Y'all with me. Go, Mom. These are my people. Man, y'all, why we finna fucking go, bro? Cause they doing too much. Come on. We can go somewhere else. Come on.
I'm sorry.
Come on, bro.
Go. We going.
They just talking about, oh, we can only have 7, huh? What are you talking about, man? That's crazy to me.
Where you going? We all get it Sports Illustrated. We
all go to Sports Illustrated. We don't gotta deal with this shit. This ghetto ass shit. Come on. The ghetto as fuck.
Fans will accept tough defense. They won't accept tackles rewarded as fouls. Publish points of emphasis. Communicate what is and isn't a play on the ball. Review late-game whistles quickly and transparently. If a mistake swings a game, own it fast. The NBA built tools for this with last 2-minute reports. The W can adapt that transparency with its own voice. Credibility buys patience. 2. Treat every new fan like gold. Autographs, photos, small interactions. Players don't have to be perfect, just aware. A 2-second smile buys 2 decades of loyalty. When the product is scaling, every single human touch compounds. If a camera is out, assume the clip goes viral. Let it help you. 3. Embrace the rocket ship. Caitlin Clark is not the problem. She's proof of concept. Lean into the matchups people want. Market the rivalries without making them personal. Frame Clark as a rising tide who lifts your name, your jersey sales, your appearances. That doesn't erase anyone else. It introduces them. If 1 million casuals tune in for Clark and leave knowing 5 more names, everyone wins. 4. Align the money talk with the money math. The pay us more conversation is legitimate when it's attached to a revenue share, expanding sponsorships, and clear growth targets. It collapses when it sounds like, I chose an $8,000 rent. Fix it. Make the case with numbers, not vibes. Fans respect ambition when it arrives with a blueprint. 5. Police the brand internally. Clips like, we in the W are calling a venue ghetto. Undo a month of good headlines. Teams and agents need media coaching that's honest. This line will go viral in the worst way. Here's a better way to say what you mean. You're not silencing personality, you're protecting momentum. 6. Own the physicality line. Basketball is a contact sport. Keep it that way, within standards. Cheap shots, blindside blasts, and retaliatory hits aren't old school. They're ratings poison. The league should define hard play versus reckless play with video packets every team reviews. Then back it on the floor. Do all of that, and the next time a wild whistle blows, fans will assume rare mistake, not the league doesn't know what it's doing. Do that, and a clubline video becomes a random blip, not a brand diagnosis. Do that, and Caitlin Clark's star power stops feeling like a threat and starts acting like a charger, plugging everyone else into the spotlight and keeping them there. Because here's the simple truth. The WNBA finally has what it's chased for years: attention. Attention is loud. It magnifies everything. The shot making, the officiating, the gratitude, the ego. You don't get to choose which parts get amplified. You only choose what you give the microphones. The Hayes Carrington call will live online for a while. People will replay it and argue, but it can become a turning point instead of a punchline. Tighten the whistle, clean up the messaging, celebrate the stars who bring new eyes, and reward the fans who stay. Do that, and the conversation shifts from worst call ever to best season yet. And that's the whole point. Make the next viral clip a logo 3, not a free throw after a tackle. Thanks for watching. If this was helpful or entertaining, hit subscribe and ring the bell. You'll get the next upload the moment it drops, and it really supports the channel.